I had my baby girl at the University of Colorado Hospital, Anschwitz Hospital, March 27th, 2023. And it was the day I was supposed to leave. They said they wanted to hold me for a mental evaluation. I said, why? That's an extreme decision. What's making you decide that? And it was really random. They wrote on the paper that it was schizophrenia to ask is someone next door. Factually, it was a couple next door at the time that just had a baby, so that was a valid question. They said that it could only have infant milk, and I fed it a little almond milk, and that I had put my hand over my baby's face, and I didn't. So those are two extreme lies. And they said I had no choice. They were going to come in like 40 minutes to take me to the mental part of the hospital for a mental evaluation. I said, I would do a mental evaluation voluntarily. I need to situate my baby. And two, I had a pediatrician appointment scheduled the next day. Were there any family members you could call? I didn't readily have their number in my phone. I have a biological sister, an adoptive mom who has a history of extreme narcissism. But I found my sister's number and they called. And she said that she thought it was okay to have a mental evaluation. I disagree. I don't know her that well. I don't talk to her all the time, but especially not in that situation. I completely disagree. So anyway, they took me for a mental evaluation, and my family was in Michigan, so they didn't give me the proper time to situate my baby. They took me to the mental evaluation. The guy said, you seem sane, like you don't need to be here. I said, exactly. After the 2-day evaluation, when I got out, which took my spot at the shelter, though I still had $500 in food assistance, cash, food assistance, food stamps, and cash assistance. I had Medicaid for me and my daughter. They let me out of the 2-day evaluation. They didn't give me my daughter back, though they could have. And I was found sane. I didn't need any medicine. And I definitely don't agree with anything that they said, because they lied to hold me for the mental evaluation. So from lies, they held me for a mental evaluation. And it seemed like a process of them lying on me to take my child. Even in the paperwork from UC Health, they had put adoption on the paper. I didn't consent to adoption. I was sane. I had everything I needed for my daughter. She didn't need to be adopted. And they said that I didn't have a car seat. I didn't need a car seat to take my daughter anywhere. Anyway, I did have a baby carrier though, one of those things that you put over your body for the newborn. But anyway, when I got the 2-day mental evaluation, they didn't get my daughter back. They ordered me to do UAs, though my umbilical cord was clean at the hospital. I don't have a history of drug problems nor drug addiction. And they ordered another mental evaluation. They said in the paperwork that I got from UCL, they said I was hallucinating. I was not. And it's not schizophrenic to ask someone next door. So I've been complying with the case. And they still went ahead and terminated my rights anyway, though I had letters about me being a good mom and not having drug addiction, which I don't. I've never had a long-standing history of mental problems. They went ahead and terminated my rights anyway, despite all the evidence to defend myself. I was complying. Things weren't complete, but I was complying. I'm a single woman taking public transportation. I have another child. My stuff was stolen. I was sabotaged during the case. My phone was stolen. My social security card was stolen. And 2 were stolen in the period of 2 months. Things I needed to defend myself were stolen from me. But they went ahead and terminated my rights anyway, though I took life skills class with Danny, domestic violence classes. Got a mother-wise certificate. Had notes from the shelters. I don't do drugs. I never had no drug history problem. Never had a mental problem. I had 2 jobs. I had cash assistance, food assistance. They said I prepared correctly for my baby. They said that my behavior was fine. But then they also wrote that I was hallucinating at the hospital. The case should not have been open anyway. And they went ahead and terminated my rights, and then they wanted to adopt her out. But they had written this on the paper at the hospital anyway. It's like they pre-planned to adopt my daughter out. And these are white women who are racist in Denver. So the dad was a racist. He said, kill it or leave. It's a Mexican man's baby. And now me and my daughter have been mistreated during this case. They have been unsanitary with her. They have been racist. They have made comments. They have stalked and agitated from the side. So the case was open wrong anyway. It was from lies. Then they planned on adopting her out. And though I was complying and had proof of all this stuff, this one single woman on public transportation, and I have had things stolen from me. I was still complying and going through domestic violence classes, life skills with Danny. Still had a job, and it's like they still terminate my rights to adopt her out to a white woman, something that they wrote on the hospital papers when this first happened. It's like really bold lying and pre-planning on stealing my child. I need a really good lawyer. I didn't think at the time to call the police at the hospital. I should have called the police because they planned on separating me from my daughter from lies. I should have called the police and I'd have gone to the mental evaluation. I said I would voluntarily do one. She called the police to give me some time to situate my daughter. Then I would have went to go do the mental evaluation. I wish I never had my baby at the University of Colorado Hospital. And there's a history of racism in Denver, in Colorado. I'm from Michigan. They've lied in the paperwork. A couple areas. I have it in my book bag. Here it says interventions, IP interventions, maternal child, other comment, adoption. They planned on stealing my daughter for adoption here. Interventions, adoption. I didn't plan on adopting out my daughter. I never wanted to give up my daughter for adoption, and she never needed to be given up for adoption. I'm saying I'm very smart. This is just like child theft to me. They planned on adopting out my daughter. Why? It's that I was hallucinating in the paperwork. That's an extreme lie. Then they said it was schizophrenia to asking someone next door. That's a normal question. Hey, is someone next door? Yeah, there's a couple next door. They just had a baby. Oh, okay. That explains why I heard someone next door. High-risk social situation. MOC has long-standing mental health issues. Hallmark has been auditory hallucinations during this hospital stay. I never hallucinated during the hospital stay. That is so damaging and defamation. Like, that's scary that they lied like that to take my baby. Never hallucinated in my fucking life, to be honest with you. Or just being honest, I didn't hallucinate, which I usually am honest. So no. I never had long-standing mental issues nor a history of mental issues. I never had long-standing nor a history of mental issues. My family was in Michigan. Why ask? Give me some time to situate my baby. I'd even called my adopted mom. She said she knew a family member in Denver, but they said in 40 minutes they're going to come take me to the mental part of the hospital. They only gave me 40 minutes to situate my baby. I said I will voluntarily do a mental evaluation. Yeah, they're going to come get you in 40 minutes to take you to the mental part of the hospital. I wrote I never had hallucinations at the hospital. Clearly they lied to steal my baby. It's a racist situation as well. This happened at another nightclub I worked at. They lied and the white girl lied. Mother is formula feeding this infant. I could have breastfed her because I had a clean umbilical cord test, clean drug test. I wasn't trying to sneak off and do drugs. I lived in Denver and never smoked weed every day, not even every month. Even worked at a nightclub and didn't do drugs. The nightclubs, strip clubs knew we did not do drugs either. So, yeah. Says family is ready to discharge home today. Discharge exam is normal. I had $500. I had a place at the shelter. I had the baby carrier, the strap one, not the car seat, but the baby carrier to take my baby home. Discharge exam is normal, but then they didn't make it a normal discharge. Discharge home to family, that was a lie. Clearly they didn't discharge her home to her family. They planned on adopting her out behind my back. And wrote that I had mental problems so they could get away with doing so. They're doing that. They wrote a lot of stuff in these reports that are lies. Okay. Housing stability, high risk. Let's see. They said unable to pay for housing in the last year. Yes, no. They said that I wasn't able to pay for housing in the last year. I said no because I had 2 jobs. I had $500 every month. And if there's any problem, you could just come back to Michigan and stay with your family. It's no housing problem. Lack of transportation, yes. I didn't have a lack of transportation. Lack of transportation. Non-medical. So they have a lack of transportation, medical. But yes, lack of transportation, non-medical. They put yes. I said, no. I never had no lack of transportation. I'm worried about running out of food in the last year. Often true. That's what they put. And ran out of food in the last year, they put often true. That's not true. Especially if I have food stamps. And people know me in Denver to be eating and going around eating food out of stores. So no and no. See? So they wrote that I was having more problems than I was. Clearly, they wrote I had hallucinations, and I did. Said it was schizophrenia and asking someone next door. I didn't ask in a schizophrenic way, nor was it schizophrenic to ask a simple hospital stay question. Hey, what's that noise next door? Oh, there's a couple next door. They just had a baby. Simple. Fear of current or ex-partner, it says yes. Emotionally abused, yes. Physically abused, yes. Sexually abused, yes. At the time, it would be a no. I wasn't currently involved with anybody. So they lied in all these questions and put yes, and the answer was no. Past mental health needs. They put yes. I never had no past mental health needs. They said current mental health needs. Yes. No, I never had no current mental health needs. I just worked at Rainbow and Forever 21. I never had no mental problems. I never had mental problems. I never had no history of mental problems. I'm actually very sane. I never had no mental health problems. Never had hallucinations. I'm clearly emotionally stable, mentally stable. I never had no mental health problems. And then 2 months later, an article came out about there's mental health issues in Denver. I feel like maybe they wanted to use that to take my baby. Denver, Colorado is a very money-hungry, racist state and city. They steal people's children. And they lie in paperwork, clearly, horrible defamation, and take your child and don't care, especially being brown skinned. And if the dad was racist and said kill her or leave, why is my baby born from me but only around white women? And then in the paperwork, they literally put adoption. I never said I wanted to give my daughter for adoption, never planned to, and I'm highly qualified to take care and have my daughter. They said I'm a poor historian, but MLB was appropriate at times, but tangent Tangential and a difficult historian. Because I didn't have exact dates does not mean I'm a difficult historian. Maybe I wanted to wait to get the exact date and time. When you want to have the exact answer, you don't just give any answer. Some people don't remember exact dates, but they have to go back and look to say, oh, this was the exact date. So that was wrong as well. Not having exact dates is not a bad historian. You have to go back and get the exact date to be a good historian. It doesn't mean that you're a bad historian, you just don't have the exact date. Probably means you're a good historian because you're waiting to get the correct date instead of just giving the wrong one. Meanwhile, they got my baby. But anyway, substance use history. Yes. No, I don't have no substance use history nor abuse. If I ever smoked, it's been recreational. Maybe that one time or maybe two, or I felt like it. I danced at the strip club, 3 of them, and never did coke lines and meth and all that shit at the strip club. I have never been a drug addict. I didn't smoke on the light rail when the other kids was smoking. Positive drug screening during pregnancy. No. Are minor children under patient's care when using substances? No. Use history with father, partner, co-parent? No. Substance use during pregnancy? No. You got that right. History of substance use treatment? No, because I never had no substance problems. Anyway. But then they also wrote here, though they said I was hallucinating and was schizophrenic, to have a normal hospital stay question at someone next door. The social behavior assessment: appearance, observable behavior, appropriate; speech, appropriate; affect, appropriate; thought content, appropriate; cognitive function, appropriate. But then they're contradictive because they also wrote that I was a poor historian, I was hallucinating, I'm not forthcoming with information. It wasn't their business to know anyway. They treated me like a fucking weirdo, like I don't have rights to my privacy. We'll have a baby at UC Health again. God bless me with this third baby. It's a baby girl. Didn't plan this one. And I'm actually glad. Because that's not what I would logically do, is have a third baby when I'm trying to get my first 2 back with me. The system does lie lots of steal babies. But God did bless me, and it's a girl. God has a way of getting justice. I don't care though. My first daughter is gone, and I want my first one, and I want justice. And this is so emotionally damaging to me, my daughter, my time, and my character that I actually have to sue. I don't want to sue because it's not about money. It's about getting my daughter immediately. And I wish I had called the police, and I went to mental evaluation. But then they would have been, she's hostile. She's not. They would have, escalated it to a new level. And it was already escalated, the fact that they came in the room and told me that they wanted to hold me and I had no choice. I'm like, why was the dad supposed to leave? Like, I rested 2 days. And it said financial resource strain, high risk. Difficulty paying living expenses hard. No, that's not true. I had $500 food stamps. I worked at Rainbow. I worked at Forever 21. I always kept a job. I worked at the strip club and made $400 every day. And I have food stamps. Then they fed my baby Enfamil. Enfamil was recalled, as if she didn't have other choices. She could have organic milk. I have she could have had breast milk as well, because I was healthy. Not detected, 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 not detected. No drugs in my system. Not detected. I even tried to go to a cooking class to get certified at the Westminster Human Services Building. And because I had to leave class 3 times out of the week for 2 hours for CPS case, she said, hey, you can't get your certification right now. I think it's important that you come back when you don't have to leave class 3 times out of the week for 2 hours. It's taken away from you getting your certification. It's too much of an interruption. I hope you get your daughter. You need to get your daughter first. I couldn't even complete any certifications, and it was time consuming because these false requirements, they order UAs. Why? When my umbilical cord is not detected, drugs, not detected, not detected. Every UA, no drug detecting. If diluted, diluted to water. There's no drugs in my system. I don't have a history of drug addiction. I never lost my teeth to doing drugs. I was never sitting on a train every day smoking blue, heroin, meth, fentanyl. I'm from Michigan. My mama don't even know me to do drugs. But I have a narcissistic mom, so I don't know what's going on. People ask her questions. Can't trust her. Strength engaged with community resources. I used to go to the gathering place. I actually did engage with the community. That's what I was saying. Like, I take the bus. So anything that was going to be going on with my daughter would have been on the bus. I would have been taking public transportation. Just like any other mother, you are allowed to take public transportation and find your way taking an Uber or whatever with your newborn baby. It's my baby. Preparing for baby. So the strips were preparing for the baby, but they said I wasn't prepared because I didn't have a car seat and I had hallucinations and schizophrenia and asked one simple question. This is child theft. And then they put adoption on the paper. I never planned on giving my daughter for adoption. And I'm from Michigan. So they did need to give me time to situate my baby, more than 40 minutes. Then they're neglecting my daughter emotionally from me, from a relationship with me, and from her breast milk. I could have fed her breast milk. And I wish I did, because Enfamil was recalled in 2013 or whatever year. Let's look up the exact date and be a good historian. And that's a good historian to wait to get the exact date. It's not a bad historian. Though MOB was tangential, I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, tangential, a poor historian and difficult to redirect, MOB reports that she has a protective order against the FOB as well as her other child's FOB. They wrote some stuff in here I never even said. And it was none of their business to go through my history anyway. Very disrespectful to a 31-year-old at the hospital having her baby. Okay. They said the shelter wasn't a good place to be. I'm at a shelter now that's domestic violence shelter. It is a good place to be because there's other people with their kids here. It's a family shelter. It's an appropriate place to be. It's appropriate to go to gathering place to get mother resources. They knew me to go to gathering place very often. And even if I am at a shelter, I don't do drugs. I dance at the strip club. Didn't do drugs. I never fell off in it on any drug addiction. I have IIT. They don't smoke. Every day, every month. Maybe not even every, probably not even every year. And if I did smoke, it may be a cigarette. It may be weed that one time. But I was never one to just go and get weed every day or every month. Or I've never even bought really a pack of cigarettes. Like, this is just bold child theft, and they lied. And it's this defamation of my personality and my behavior. And it's scary that they lie on me like that. I feel like, and I know that a woman should be able to trust the integrity of a hospital. What if I got pregnant and had to go there myself from work, or if I'm walking by myself, I'm on the bus home by myself. I'm at the hospital. I can't even trust to be at UC Health by myself as a single female, a single person, no matter what age, because they lied in the paperwork to take my daughter. I'm out of town. My family could be in Michigan, but I can't trust UC Health to have my baby there because these white women lied to take my pink baby girl. I should be able to trust in the integrity of the hospital to have my baby. And as a single woman, as a female, as a mother, as a single woman, you should definitely be able to trust the integrity of people. But clearly, these people don't have integrity at UC Health that said this. And they were really racist as well. Students engage with community resource preparing for baby. Yes, I already said this. Okay, so they said I had on top of pillow on the bed with no rails up. RN entered room for evening assessment and found baby unattended on top of pillow on the bed with no rails up. That was a lie. I like to see that. That was a lie. And where I put my hand on my baby's face. I said, wow, these are really racist people to lie like that. Your dad was a racist from Phoenix, Arizona. His name was Nick. Said, kill it or leave. It's a Mexican man's baby. It's the father of my first child. Baby's cord tox, which was negative for substances. I was negative for substances. So why are they ordering UAs and another men's evaluation they already held me involuntarily from lies anyway? And they've had my daughter a whole year, and I've been complying with these lies. And then they went to terminate my rights and adopt out to a white woman. Well, this was written on the paper at the hospital. So they had planned on stealing my baby, see adoption, and adopting her out at this time and day. And not because I wasn't sane and capable of taking my daughter and had everything I needed. They did this just simply to do it because they were racist. Or maybe Denver needed money because we know Denver got a lot of money. That's what they do to have all that money. And I'm from Michigan. I would like my baby returned. I like an apology. I asked them to end the case and they kept it open. So I've been complying, and then I've been complying with. They lied to open the case anyway. And they went ahead and turned around and adopted her out to a white racist woman. White racist people. My daughter's from me. So she has to be brown skinned. She has an African DNA. And I'm from Michigan. She shouldn't even be in Denver. So if I'm out of state and I have my baby at UC Health, we can't trust the integrity of UC Health nor the workers that work this day, nor Adams County, because I told Adams County this was open, unfair. I was sad after the time, but I still got a job afterward. I was sad. I do have a narcissistic mom, so when things like this happen, I can't call my adoptive mom. I was still mentally sane, emotionally sane. I didn't do anything violent. I went along and complied with the things they asked, UAs, and to have another mental evaluation. I would have done, but I said, you already held me involuntarily for that. And clearly this has started from lies, so you guys are going to persist with these lies to steal my baby. And look what's going on. They lied and said I wasn't compliant, though I was, to terminate my rights and adopt her out to a white. That's racist, especially after dad said kill it. I don't agree. I only got 2 days with my baby, and I was saying, someone told me, Kay, they literally held you hostage at the hospital to steal your daughter. And what she said is actually happening. They're trying to adopt her out to a white woman. And they did hold me against, you have no choice. They're going to come in 40 minutes to take you there. Well, let me situate my baby first. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy. So this is so racist and sickening. Like, I want to cry. I'm clearly emotionally healthy and stable. It's very violating to me, and what came from in between my legs. Can't trust the integrity of UC Health and the exact name, being a good historian, the exact name of the people and their work ID numbers that work today. Can't trust their integrity. They need to be fired and sued. But if you really care about a child, it's not about suing the hospital. It's about the integrity of people and getting my daughter back right away and not separating her from me. They literally lied in this paperwork to take my baby. That's a whole system of corrupt lies. So they lied to send me to a evaluation. I didn't have no choice. They weren't even smart enough to let me situate my baby with a family member. And if they're in Michigan, it's going to take a little more than 40 minutes. Someone's at my door right now. Yep. I have an adoptive mom that lied too when they called her. So I'm just going through hell, and it's not right. It's not right.